and welcome back to the Fortitude Fix. I hope you're well. My name is Deshauna and I'm so glad to have you here. In today's video, I want to talk about what I said in my last video. So, if you have not already seen my last video, it's called Fearless. Please go ahead, pause this video, go check that one out, and then come right back here. Y'all, I did it. I faced my fears and I faced them head on. So I want to share with you 5 ways that I overcame my fears. So the first thing I did was change my mindset. When it comes to my life and the goals and aspirations that I have for me, my family, I know that there are some things that I am going to have to change. And in my business, I have never done this before. I have never created something. I have never put anything on the market. I've never really had to sell myself or share what I was doing to other people in the way that I have to do it now as an owner of a small business. I went from calling my business to my company. One thing that freaked me out was figuring out how all of the things that I wanted to do were going to fit into one business. So I decided to think a little bit bigger, and hey, my company encompasses many different businesses inside. So I helped myself overcome the fear of focusing on the how and the when and all of this, and I just made my dream bigger. So my company is the Fortitude Fix, and here on YouTube is one of the places that you can find me. The second thing that I did throughout this month is I kept promises to myself. It's really just about learning to trust myself, saying that I'm gonna do something, actually do it, and prove to myself, hey, look, you can do that thing that you said you were gonna do. Far too often, I would give myself little outs, or I would, kind of give up prematurely. And so I decided for the month of October that I was going to keep my promises to myself. Because what was happening was I would say that I wanted to do something, I would try it, I would get burnt out probably, and then I would say, well, you know what, I'll start again next month. And so, or next week. And so I wanted to really just focus on keeping promises to myself and the follow through. So I did this by I decided that I wanted more me time in a day. From the point of which I woke up, my life seemed as if it wasn't about me. And I know that might sound weird, but follow me for a second. I wake up in the morning, and part of my morning routine is to get ready. Most of the times I drop my husband off at the local BART station even before I get myself ready for work. So let's say I wake up, throw something on, drive him to BART, come back home. My dog is yelling at me because he wants to go for a walk. So I'm walking the dog. I come back home, I'm getting dressed, and I'm getting ready to go to work at an organization that does amazing work. But again, I'm doing something for the betterment of this organization. And although I love it, it's for something else, something not me. And after that, I sit in traffic on the way to work. I do the work for the other people and for the organization, commute and sit in traffic all the way home. I get home, it's time to probably prepare dinner. My dog is yelling at me for another walk. I have to go get my husband from BART and bring him home. And then it's like, I'm tired, the day's over, and I have to do this whole thing all over again. So what I decided to do was to wake up an hour earlier, and that is just my time. So typically I'd wake up at around 7 and to get him at his BART by a certain time, and then start my day from there. So I've been waking up at 6 a.m. to have a full hour for myself. My dog is still pretty much groggy and half asleep, so he's not yelling at me yet. The second thing I did was wanting to take care of myself, and I said I was gonna drink half my body weight in ounces of water every single day, and I have indeed been doing that. This is a tip from Rachel Hollis, and I decided I wanted to give it a try, and it's really not that hard. It's a lot of water, and yes, I'm going to the bathroom, but that's the point. To really just clear out, flush out my system, and just to make sure I'm getting the proper water intake. The third thing that I did to keep my promises to myself is I said that I wasn't going to drink for the month of October. Now, this is not to say that I had a drinking problem or that I drank way too much. That wasn't the point. Remember, the point of this is to keep promises to myself. I say I'm going to do something and I'm going to do it. So I did not drink the entire month of October. And to me, that was very important, just like waking up early, just like drinking the water. I kept these promises to myself and it built up my self-confidence. Like, hey, I can do this. I say I want to run a company. I can do this. I say I want to make extra money to build generational wealth and help out my family and, make sure my kids have an amazing life. Like, I can do these things. Look, I did XYZ. I did this. I did that. I accomplished it. So it was all about keeping promises to myself. The third thing that I did to overcome this fear that I had around my business is really just getting down to business. I created 4 different products that are going to be hitting my website soon for you to purchase. Some of them are digital products and some of them are physical products. So more on that to come. But I came up with 4 different ideas and I executed them and created these amazing products. That's not to mention the other 4 ideas that I have that I haven't actually started to create yet. So I want to take a pause here. When this month started, I found myself really scared about putting myself out there. The question that I asked myself is fairly provocative. I asked myself, hey, Deshauna, what would you do if you knew 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, you knew that you would not fail? What would you do? One of the answers was to create my products. One of the answers was to put myself out there. So I texted and emailed a ton of people in my network that I have a business, that I have a company, and I would love their support. I'm really excited about it. I feel like there's some things that they could use, or at least they could refer me to other people. And to be honest, the results were amazing. All I had to do was tell folks, make the request, and I love all the folks that support me. I appreciate you so much. If you are watching, if you're one of the folks who, decided to follow me on Instagram, decided to subscribe to my YouTube channel here, I really appreciate it. And it's because I asked, and I hear it all the time, right? You grow up, like a closed mouth doesn't get fed. It's like asking for help, asking for, putting myself out there is actually really hard for me. So I accomplished my fears in that way. And I'm really excited about that. Number 4, I decided that I wasn't going to get stuck in the how. If you remember at the very beginning of this video, I said that I was really nervous and afraid to put myself out there because I was always thinking about how is this going to work? How is this going to make sense? How are these things going to come together in a cohesive way? And I decided to let it go. I decided to let the how go. The how would come. What I wanted to focus on is my why, and that's number 5. I kept tying everything that I did, everything that I thought, all of my products are back to my why. My why, the reason why I'm even here, the reason why I'm creating this company, the reason why I'm making YouTube videos, the reason why my products, I believe, are helpful to you and yours. My why. And for me, one of the main ones that comes to mind is I want my family and my kids to know, to love, and to have access to me in a way that I did not have access or know my birth mom. That is something that is super important to me and it drives me. I want my family, I want my kids to know who I am. And another part of my why is I did not go through the things in life that I've been through for no reason. Something has to come out of it. I attended my mom's funeral when she passed when I was around 18 months old. I attended the funeral of my brother. My brother is, he passed away from muscular dystrophy, and I remember going to his funeral and just being like, oh my gosh, I lost another family member, right? Like another immediate family member. I did not go through numerous hospitalizations and having to prove that I was smart in school. I didn't go through the death of a past partner that I had who, was my first love. I didn't go through these hard times in college and these experiences that shaped and molded who I am today. I did not go through life as a sickle cell warrior for no reason. I want all of this to be worth something. And so putting all of this together in my company, whether it's my products, physical or digital, or whether it's my speaking services, that's my why. And I stayed connected to that throughout this entire month. And it's what helped drive me to accomplish all of my promises to myself. It's what helped drive me be able to figure out and clearly lay out what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And it also led me to a little bit of the how, as to how I'm doing that, right? Through my products and services. And so I wanted to share these with you just in case they can help you if you are dealing with fear, if you are dealing with whatever is in your life that is holding you back. I want to say that you got this. Everything that you need to accomplish the dreams and the goals that you have set for yourself, you already possess them. You already have them inside. We just have to find a way and tap into the resources that we have already. Your past does not dictate your future. You have the ability to make a shift if you feel that a shift is necessary. You have the ability to change the trajectory of your life if you're not happy with it. You possess that already, and so do I. I needed this month to remind myself of that. I needed this month to plan out all of the wonderful content and things that will be coming your way very, very soon. And I needed this month to realize that this is so much bigger than me. And I am very excited to share all of this with you. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead, click that subscribe button. I didn't put this in the list, but I also made my subscriber count visible to everyone who comes to my page. I was actually really nervous and afraid of doing that because I thought that since my subscriber count was what it was, that folks weren't really going to like me or buy into any of the things that I was saying. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care if someone sees my subscriber count. It doesn't matter. So if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and click that subscriber button. I am trying to get to 100 subscribers in November. I am very, very close, and I would love it if you could help me make that goal a reality. As always, I thank you all so much for watching. Remember to fill your cup, and I will see you right back here next week with another video.